最近正逢父亲节，我们都知道父亲是孩子们在成长过程中，不论是成长还是教育，都是特别重要的一环。我们这一路呢，跟来自不同国家也生活在不同国家的父亲们聊一聊，我们听听他们怎么说关于孩子的教育、亲子关系、人生的意义、成功的定义等等。最后呢，我再总结一下我在阅读这几本书是樊登总结的《新父母大学》这一系列书单所学到的感悟。那我们也是通过行千里路，读万卷书，阅人无数，受高人点悟，来去不断的在这个世界中去学习。那我们看一看吧。
We moved recently, maybe about 6 months ago. Before that, we were living in Singapore for 3 years. And we moved here because for the children's education and for the children's upbringing, we want something more nature, to get them closer to the environment and also the culture here. We really like the culture here.
So you guys have 3 children.
Yes, we have.
How do you guys, you and your wife, take care of your children?
Yeah, so that's still an ongoing issue because the third one just came.
Yeah,
and work at home quite a lot now.
Work at home. So
right.
what do you think is the best education for your children?
What I think is the building of their character is very important. You know, if you teach them the right characters in the early years, teach them the right way to interact with people. That is the more important in the early years.
Yeah.
Because later you can teach them all your math, your science can be taught later.
Yeah.
But these early years need to have a very good foundation for their characters.
Yeah.
Personality is the most important. Yeah.
So how do you feel about wealth and happiness?
Happiness is still a mindset. There still needs to be a minimum for the standard of living, but also I think that's more important for me.
Yeah.
To have family time, and that's happiness for me.
你觉得孩子最大的改变是什么？
现在就是长大了呗，因为那个时候才到6岁，后面每一年我们都安排了环球旅游，一直到2020年事故，后来变成故事。那飞机，哎 ，Daddy，the plane has gone， 飞机飞了。
是呀，但就像您说的，没有事故就没有故事。
对，就是这样。
说得好。
一个规矩就是每一年出去离开澳大利亚30天以上。
哇。
那我们就环球旅游，全是一家人。
我们新加坡的朋友裴才，然后还有露露的高中同学泰宇啊，泰宇你好你好，从国内上学到来新加坡上学有什么适应的过程吗？
我就觉得反正省点心吧，我反正对我最大的感觉就是会轻松一点，你不用太操心他的这个中考、高考了。所以他只要进了这个学校，可以一直上到高中，然后高中毕业，然后去申请这个大学。对，在中间的话，那基本上我觉得在高1之前就不会有太多的压力，就是对，就不用太照顾他的学业吧。我觉得他可以更多的时间，可能去
锻炼
兴趣，对，
培养各种的兴趣。
是，就是你可以不用太考虑他的这个学习方面，可能花更多的时间在自己的兴趣啊、运动上面。
对于小朋友教育方面，现在有什么感受？你的孩子是7岁和2岁。
对，小的就刚刚上幼儿园，然后这边就是好像6个月之后就能上嘛，就上那种托儿所，然后18个月之后就可以上幼儿园。所以我们小的差不多快2岁了嘛，然后就把他也送幼儿园了，就可以家里安静一点，然后他也学点唱歌啊，然后也有点跟其他小朋友交流啊，他也会蛮开心。然后大的就刚刚上小学，上的是公立小学，然后也挺轻松的吧现在，然后也蛮开心的，就觉得他。
跟女儿之前在瑞士也读了几年小学？
读了1年半小学吧，在那边。
你觉得瑞士的学校和新加坡的学校有什么区别？
就这么说吧，瑞士的学校的那个书包里面就装2个东西，一个就是他中午的那个 snack。然后第二个就是他的玩具，就这样。然后这边至少他书包里面得塞几本书啊，偶尔还要有什么听写啊，还得有个小作业啊什么的，就感觉至少还是 学这方面还是抓得紧一点点嘛。所以就是我刚才说为什么就是一个平衡嘛，就欧洲就太松了，就真的就是玩耍的感觉，欧洲那边。
我一周要打8次。你看父子俩关系好好呀，一直拉着手。
It really changed our lives, our perspective.
Right.
Starting to, work from home. We were doing the 9 to 5 job, and we were having her go to daycare. So we would, kind of hardly see her. We want to be there with our kids, not having other people raise them. I was just grown up that way. My parents always told me you need to go to school, you need to get a job, and that's it. Finding that stability. And
at the beginning, you might feel a little bit nervous or a little bit scared about quitting job. And then after 5 months travel, what's your feeling? How do you feel?
I don't regret my decision. It's been a very eye-opening experience. It's been a lot of fun. It has been difficult with the girls sometimes, and I've seen some changes in habits that I don't think she would have gotten, without doing this traveling.
So do you have any plan or expectation for your kids?
Every kids have a destiny. We just not too controlling, but to telling them is which one good way. But the choice is still belong to our kids. Which one they want to be.
That is true. For me, I just want to. They will be better than me.
They're better than you.
Yeah.
How do you define better?
Our family is happy every day, but I need more happy every day with the sons.
对你说的，其实这种安全感，我觉得很大的程度是从儿时的经历建立起来的。长大的过程中，跟父母的相处，或者父母是怎么样去批评孩子，或者甚至是父母怎么鼓励孩子，有的时候都会让孩子的这种安全感是，比如说会让孩子觉得父母的爱是有条件的，父母爱你是因为，你这个学习成绩好，或者是这样的条件性的奖励，其实都是会让孩子没有安全感。
对，然后再加上就是，我知道我性格里面一些弱点，就面对困难挫折，就是我的那个我容易波动，我能感受到，当然这也是跟童年的经历，当然他就比我要好很多，就这一点，所以就是我成长过程中走的弯路，我不想再让他走，所以我要带他多经历一些东西，然后像我们出来，其实有很多困难，有很多我不适应的东西，但是就是我就想言传身教一点，就是
看父亲有勇气做这些决定。
对，就是其实是超越我舒适区的，就是我也有一些事情我也不舒服，我也甚至都害怕。
对。
但是呢，我带着他出来，我就觉得，那我得告诉你，就我们遇到困难，办法永远比困难多，我们永远能找到办法。
对，
所以
其实对孩子成长来说，我也同意，就是最有影响力、最有效的一种教育方式，就是他们跟父母的相处这个过程中，看着父母是怎么样去处理各种事情，以及父母是怎么样去思考、去回应各种各样的困难呀，然后挑战呀，这其实是最好的教育。
其实是跟他一起成长，就我们一起经历这事儿，然后所以不停的换个环境，然后能让我更清楚的认识我自己，然后再跳出这个自己对自己的限制，所以是跟他一起经历、一起成长的过程。
我觉得这点说的非常好，就是我们都是在跟孩子一起成长。
对。
其实当我们每一次跳出舒适圈，跳到一个新的环境，其实这是对孩子来说是一个最好的一个榜样。
How old are your kids?
7, 5, 2, and 8 months. Yeah. So 4 boys, four handfuls, but worth it.
What do you feel makes a happy life?
Family. We talked about it earlier on, but that's it. It's once you have family around, and there's an old saying: once you can have a halfpenny more than you can spend. Not a lot of money, just a half a penny more than you can spend.
Wow.
That's all, yeah. So, but family is it, basically. You live through certainly to your kids, but even if you don't have kids, your parents, it's definitely family. And I have found that as I get older. When I was younger, it was alcohol.
How do you define success?
Success is, I think it varies from person to person. I would rather take more time off and, just have enough. But even if I didn't have enough, I'd still rather the time off family.
Yeah.
Going for a coffee, going for a beer, going for a walk. Yesterday morning, me and my eldest son, 7 years old, Frank, we were out biked right over to that beach, right as you see over there. And we went for a swim. That was 7:30 in the morning, and that was success.
Nice.
You know, I have pictures of him smiling on the beach at 7:30 on a random Wednesday morning. And that's how I define it. Try and live more in the moment, but it's very much the future. Another saying, life is what happens when you're making plans. You might be up 60, 70 years old and realize, wow, I got a great future, but I have no past.
I know. Wow, that's so smart. How old is your son?
He is 3 years old now in July.
And then you have a little one coming.
Also in July.
Well, what's the most exciting thing of being a father for you?
I don't know, just like playing with my kids, coming home after work, meeting my son, watching him grow up.
Most like challenging thing about being a father?
I don't know, when there are like times when they are like tricky to know what's wrong with them, and you try to read into the situation.
But do you feel like the role as being a father is different as being a mother? Like, what do you feel like?
I think we try to do it like equally, more or less. But I think I usually go more out and play, and maybe go to the swimming pool a bit more with him.
Do you have any expectation for your son?
Well, I mean, I just hope he finds his own like route into the education and has interest in studying and stuff, and I can try to help him grow that interest. But I don't know, man, there are different ways that he can go.
If your son asks you like, Dad, how can I be happy? How can I be successful? What would you say?
I don't know, I would probably just tell him like to follow his heart, follow his dreams. And just try to support him with that. No pressure from me and like or an expectations of what he should be. He just has to find his own route.
那么我们刚刚所听到的这些父亲们的分享，他们来自世界的不同的国家，生活在不同地方，又是处于各行各业。那么结合这几位父亲的分享，以及樊登所分享的书单呢，我有这么3层理解。第一层就是跟孩子相处过程中的亲子关系，那它的前提其实是首先自我疗愈，这也是在巴厘岛的刚哥所提到的情感抚养，理解孩子在每一个阶段的心理需求。其实很多时候父母在对待孩子的方式，恰恰来自于很多年前父母在成长过程中他们所经历的一些童年伤痕，那么这些留下的烙印呢，又继续的传到了他们的孩子身上，避免把自身的焦虑或者创伤带入到孩子的生活中。首先我学到的一个技巧就是让孩子感受到他是被倾听的，一个很简单的技巧就是让孩子说对，说5次。比如说孩子在玩电脑，然后在玩 iPad， 但是呢不去吃饭，抱怨的方式会说，指责的方式会说，你看你都玩了多久了，是不是上次跟你说继续玩不吃饭就会饿，然后会用抱怨指责的方式去说。那最简单的一种引导的方式就是让孩子去说对5次。比如说，你在玩的这个游戏或者说这个 app 是不是很好玩？是不是因为它让你觉得很有趣？你可以搭建不同的房子，可以用一个小球把它推倒，然后呢，我也觉得这很好玩，是不是？你还想之后还会继续想玩下一关？让孩子不断的去说，对啊，我是这样觉得呀，然后再去引导孩子说，我们吃完饭一起玩吧，或者说我们再进行下一个项目吧。很多时候孩子都会欣然的接受，说好呀，我们一起去做吧。所以让孩子感受到他是被倾听的。那么孩子在年龄小的时候，比如说10岁以前，你想要改变的孩子的行为特别容易，简单的话就1分钟，你只需要翻脸、责骂、去恐吓、去用威胁，或者是用交换。通常呢，妈妈可能更容易用威胁的方式说，然后爸爸呢可能更容易用交换的方式说。其实这一些都不是最有效的沟通，因为更多的威胁和交换都会去打磨掉孩子自己内心的对的判断，以及他的这种内驱力。有句话就说，10岁之前你对孩子的教育有多容易搞定他，14岁之后你就会收获一个多么悲惨的青春期，全部反弹回来。 我们听到很有趣的一个形容，就是我们来到人世间一趟就像是旅途，最重要的是过程而不是终点。那在这个旅途的过程中，父母就像是旅途刚开始的这一段的导游。那对于导游来说，你会希望你获得什么样的导游呢？这个导游如果像警察一样，每次都指责说这不许做，那不许做，这个都不行，那个也不可以，这样的旅行会是非常的无聊的。那么如果这个导游他什么都不做，然后就让你自己去研究这个景点，自己去探索那边，其实这也不是一个好的旅行的体验。那么孩子在从出生长到18岁左右的年龄，父母作为导游陪伴孩子走过前一程，其实之后孩子就继续他个人的旅途了。那么在一起走的这段时间里面，我想作为父亲，我肯定不想做一个警察，总是去纠正孩子，你这儿做错了，那儿做错了。其实孩子做错了，往往是一个特别好的机会，这个机会就是跟孩子建立纽带、建立链接的机会。如果想引导孩子的行为，应该在孩子对的时候多去鼓励他，你做的真棒，这样做是对的。那么在做错的时候呢，把它当做一个很好的机会，把它当做一个加强父亲或者母亲与孩子之间的纽带和关系的机会，去用同理心去理解他，去包容他。而这个时候我们建立的情感就像一个存钱罐一样，在孩子小的时候不断的往这个存钱罐里积累情感，多去表达爱，让孩子感受到爱。那么之后在青春期或者孩子长大成人之后，才有的感情去向外取。最后听到各位父亲们分享对于孩子的人生的成功的定义，什么是幸福，这对我也是非常多的启发。一个人的成功也许不仅仅是在金钱的标准上，而是他是不是能够控制自己的时间，每天自己的时间每一分每一秒都可以自己去决定你想做什么。第二就是让家人去微笑，让家人每一天都获得快乐，这也是一个很有趣的人生成功的定义。最后呢，我就想，其实对于爸爸来说，最好的礼物就是可以参与到孩子的成长，这是一个阶段性的体验，过了这个阶段，这个体验可能就很难在人生中再获取一次了。所以呢，珍惜这段时间的体验，然后珍惜与孩子相处的每一个瞬间，不管是开心的、痛苦的、悲伤的，其实这一切都构成了我们父亲与孩子之间的共同的体验和纽带。
啾啾，你为什么哭呀？啾啾，爸爸和姐姐在门里面出不来了，门被小朋友玩坏了是吗？
爸爸，我爱你。
看了，爸爸。
弟弟一直在说爸爸我爱你，爸爸我爱你，你们感情好深啊。
爱你们。